A very good afternoon, children. Our today's subject is EVS. Children, God has gifted us with many beautiful things, such as birds, animals, sky, and so many other things. We can feel and see things around us. Children, let me ask you one question. Which are the objects that you can see in the sky during the day and at night? Which is the brightest object that you see in the sky during the day? Which of these do you think is bigger? There are so many questions. So today we shall learn about all these beautiful things that we see in the sky during the day and at night. They are the sun, moon, and stars, and also about the earth, the planet on which we live. We begin with the sun. The sun, children, it's a yellow thing or a yellowish orange thing that you see in the sky, the brightest object in the sky during the day. You know what it is? It is actually a huge ball of fire. The sun is very, very far away from us. That's why it looks so small. Now, for this, I'll give you an example. Children, when you see an aeroplane carrying hundreds of people, looks very big when it is landed on the ground. That means when it is on the ground, it is such a big aeroplane. If you have been to an airport and you have seen the aeroplane, but when you look at the aeroplane which is flying high up in the sky, it appears or it looks much, much smaller. Why? It is because the aeroplane flies at a great distance from us. It is very far away from us. That is why it is appearing very small. It is the same way with the sun. The sun is actually a very big object, a huge ball of fire. Since it is very, very far away from us, it appears small. Now, what does the sun gives us? It gives us heat and light. The sun, where it rises? In the east. If you see in the morning, you will see that the sun rises in the east and it sets down or it goes down exactly at the opposite. That means at the west. So the sun rises in the east and sets in the west. Now, in fact, the sun is also a star. It is referred to a star. Now let's see the most important, the moon. The shining thing which we see at night. The moon is smaller than the sun. It is not as big as the sun but smaller than the sun. The moon shines at night and it does not have its own light. Even if you see the moonlight, it does not have its own light. It takes the light or the sun's light, when it falls on the moon, it shines. That means it takes light from the sun. It does not have its own light. The moon is also round like a ball. It does not give out heat like the sun. Even if it is taking light from the sun, it does not give us heat like the sun. In fact, the moonlight is cool and pleasing. Children, if you see the sky at night, the moon is not the same every day. It goes on changing its shape. Someday it grows bigger and bigger, and someday it starts becoming smaller and smaller. Now, these changing shapes of the moon are called phases of the moon. Now, let's see the twinkling objects, that is, the stars. The another shining or twinkling objects that you see during the night in the sky are called stars. There are many, many stars in the sky. Have you tried counting them? You cannot count them because there are many, many, or I can say millions and millions of stars in the sky. That's why you cannot count them. Stars are what? They are actually huge ball of fire. They twinkle in the sky. They are also called as dots of light in the night sky. Now the next thing is the earth. The planet on which we live is the earth. The earth on which we live is also like a ball. It's round in shape. Our earth is the only planet which has got life. It goes around the sun and gets light and heat from the sun. It is made up of land and water. There is land and water on earth. Earth has also got air which we have learned around it, that is called atmosphere. There are mountains, there are rivers, there are forests, seas, oceans, etc. on earth. There are living and non-living things also on the earth. The earth spins around it continuously. That means the earth goes around itself. It moves around itself continuously. That is why we are having day and night. Why? Because the earth is spinning round and now. You may not know, children, we are continuously spinning. We don't know because everything moves around with the spinning of the earth. Children, we have seen many things. We have learned about the sun. We have learned about the moon. We have learned about the twinkling objects that are stars. And now let's see some important points what we have to remember. The sun is a big ball of fire and it is also a star. The sun rises in the east and sets in the west. The moon shines at night. The moon seems to change its shape each night. Stars twinkle at night. Children, even during the day, the stars are there in the sky. But because of the bright light of the sun, you cannot see the stars. The earth is shaped like a ball. The earth spins round and round. This causes day and night on the earth. I hope you have followed and understood the topic. Thank you.